Welcome back to DYSCHRONIA. We've got a crime scene to investigate.
On patrol.
About the corpse, yes, about it. We cannot identify this victim. Fortunately, we can. Alright, so, last time there was a Moida, of course, as we know.
What's up, champ? Get back to work.
Keith does not want to talk to us about the Moida. Very well. I mean, we already spoke to Keith. What we need to do... So the droids, the bots, these things have already examined the room.
Off limits.
Not off limits to me. I'm a supervisor. Right, so the bots have done what they've been doing. They've been scanning the room. So that means we can now investigate.
The scan of the crime scene is complete.
Hal, the betas are waiting! Let's go!
Last time we were not able to convince Keith that the betas did not steal his stuff.
The investigation report for you.
I don't know if it matters.
Yeah!
But maybe we can try it again if we need to. What is their investigative report? Yes?
Her name was Ivy Clover! Looks like they managed to find her background details. The data's all classified, though.
Why?
No idea, mister. Apparently they're not giving us access because it's not directly related to the case.
This seems as related as you can get. Gunshot wound to left side of chest and contusion. Yeah, she suffered the contusion when she opened the door and was bonked in the head and then was shot later. Apparently by Ash.
She isn't a Kairos host, mister. Which means we don't have an exact time of death. The best guess is that she died between 9 and 11. Looks like it was from a chest wound.
Between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. That's when Keith was down in the lounge.
You're right. And we got here around 10:30, which means the incident happened before we arrived.
So this section's about the room itself.
Looks like the Bureau's been using this room for surveillance.
What do you mean?
The idea is that the suspicious outsiders get assigned the guest room opposite this one. That way, the Bureau can keep an eye on them from this room. Apparently, Ash has been in charge the whole time.
He's certainly been in charge of something.
So it won't be a surprise if we find any traces of Ash inside then.
Well, we already configured that there are plenty of traces to be found.
Yep, but it's weird that he'd leave those classified files lying all over the place.
I guess he didn't care about the files. There was something else in there that he wanted.
What was Ash doing in there? And why would he have kept it a secret from us?
I'm sure we'll figure it out when we take a look around.
Alright, speaking of which, let's head on inside.
Like the present.
Yep,
Let's head in.
get in there.
Let's check out the body hologram first.
We spotted this tag outside the professor's house.
Yeah, that's right.
How did she get a hold of it again?
Oh, she got it back.
Maybe Ash gave it back to her? We
This is just
spotted
the-
this tag.
Yeah, it's just the same thing again.
Maybe Ash gave it.
Is there anything else I should be putting my hands on? I mean, there's like a lot of blood around. Can't seem to move. Maybe this is the only thing in reach. That's odd. Maybe it wants me to pull up information on that? On the tag specifically? Yeah, the exit in the staff room. We can figure that's how the culprit escaped. A bullet was used, as well as a Keith's stolen EMP gun. Did we mention the tag at any point? Did that get added to our stuff? I don't know if it did. Actually, I'm not really sure what I should be doing here. I can't move. And, like, this thing is just in front of me.
We spotted this tag.
And it's mentioning this.
How did she get a hold of it again?
Right. Is it, okay. Is it gone now?
Ash gave it back to her?
Okay, no? That's just pointing at the same thing, right? Oh, okay. I should put my hands on this and, like, rotate her. I see. Let's look at that gunshot.
She died from a gunshot wound to the chest. Judging from the hologram, I'd say the killer used a conventional projectile weapon.
I wonder if we should consider it conventional, considering apparently projectile weapons don't exist in here, in the perfect city. No one has one, which is why it's so unusual that Ash has one.
The question is, who would have access to a weapon like that here in the city?
No one we know, except the person who was monitoring this room.
If you look closely, this gun has the QI Research Institute logo on it. The energy reserves are fully depleted. I don't get it. Where did the energy pack go?
Right. She didn't have any ammo for her gun, so she was not able to defend herself. We need to find it, so maybe we can change the past.
The wound on her head. It doesn't look like it was fatal to me.
Well, no, we saw the past vision.
The likelihood is that she sustained a concussion and couldn't move. I'm pretty sure that lines up with the memory I saw in the gun. I'd be willing to bet that she couldn't fight back because of that head injury. I need to figure out exactly what happened when they were killed.
Okay, looks like we're done with the holo orb.
How? What's wrong?
Something about this doesn't sit right with me. In the memory I saw, she tried to defend herself with her gun. It doesn't make sense that she'd remove the energy pack on purpose.
Do you think the killer did it?
I don't know. Lily, the energy pack might be here in the room somewhere. Let's take a look around.
Perhaps Ash got into the room earlier and took the pack out of the gun. Looks like information about the clock tower keys. Clock tower requires 2 control keys. One disappeared 12 years ago. We know about that.
Just as I thought.
Elaine was right. The question is, where do they find the key? Keys that control clock tower.
A list of missing persons from 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
What's this?
Looks like the trunk Ash brought here.
I think it's locked. What was it he said? Take a good look at the top of the trunk.
Trunk. Alright, take a good look at it. Trunk looked at.
What's this? Bombardment. Outside the dome? It's no use. I can't hear a thing. Is this connected to the outside city networks? Let's make a record of the transmission log.
Alright, ominous transmission. Stolen transmission device.
A lead bullet. It looks like the one Ash kept hold of.
And the entire
It's
case?
just like the case Ash found in the port area when we were kids.
What a coincidence that it looks like that.
Nothing inside it, though. Where'd the gun go?
And one of Ash's favorite candy bars. Ow. Not going to comment on that, though.
Ash.
Hmm? Some blood. I'll be examining this.
Cause of death. Gunshot wound to the chest, leading to hemorrhagic shock. If only we'd gotten here sooner. We might have been able to save her.
Or maybe we still can.
According to the scan, the blood here belongs to the victim. This must have been from the head injury.
Right. Bonked on the head, fell down here, and then gets shot from here. Well, the only place I guess that the fuel cell could be is in this case. But, can't actually open the case now, can we? We can't see it. That's true. Some drawers that were pulled apart. Someone was looking for something. Right, it doesn't seem like I can interact with this. You said to look at the top of the trunk, and I'm looking at it. We got some lights going on there. Keith may know how to open the locked trunk. Whoops. Victim, let's see. Yeah, energy pack is gone. So maybe you want to talk to Keith. I feel like we're not done with the searching section, though. But can we just go talk to him? Yeah, I figured that.
Let's take a look around.
Lily was going to stop us from leaving. Right, we already read that.
A list of missing
12 years ago.
What's this?
Right, the transmissions.
Bombardment. Is this
Trunk, which... Oh, actually my finger, like, extends. Okay. And let's... So I get, like, I get a pointy finger, Lily. My finger turns into a pointy finger when it gets near this. So I can, like, do white, blue, blue... Yellow, blue, white. Okay, that's all it was, Lily. That's all it was. I did not realize those were buttons on the top of the trunk. But my finger knew. Bonk. It's gonna boop you, Lily. Boop you right in the nose. Energy pack.
Ah, here it is. This must be Irie's energy pack. What's it doing in the trunk, though?
What is it doing in the trunk? It's not going to do anyone good in there.
Looks like I can use this to access the past.
Well, let's do it.
I've got to do something. It's now or never.
Oh, there she is. Oh, he's taking it. He's taking it. Gained access to the room when she was asleep. Gonna lock that away.
There's no way I could leave this lying around.
In you go.
Sorry, Irie.
Oh, he's taking the key. He's got that key.
It's all because of this thing right here.
So it was Ash that hid the energy pack. And he stole the clock tower key. What on earth was he up to?
Alright, got some information about the memory pack. And memory about an energy pack.
It felt like he hesitated before hiding the energy pack. Maybe I can influence his actions at that exact moment.
What's wrong, Hal?
I gotta change the past, Lily. I gotta possess Ash and make him do something with his hand.
No.
We've finished searching the crime scene, but there's so much to think about. Send a report to the Bureau.
Alright.
There! We finished our search.
What a job well done.
Yeah.
Hal, what's going on in that head of yours?
Thinking about the past, Lily. Thinking about changing the timeline and wondering, do I have the power and responsibility to do that? Am I playing God, Lily, when I change the events of how things went and how things will be? Maybe Irie was meant to die. Maybe that was her destiny. Is there such a thing as destiny, Lily? Is there such a thing as fate? Are we all fated to go along some sort of predestined timeline according to some capricious god? Is that what's happening here, Lily? Or is the real power of mankind the ability to ignore God's plan and create our own plan? And perhaps that is not only... Perhaps that's just like how a child eventually has to leave their parents and become their own person and think their own thoughts. Maybe that's what the development of mankind, that's how it has to go. We have to overthrow God. As God's children, we have to replace him. And he'd be proud of us to do that because, you know, he's our dad, right? We're supposed to eventually overthrow him. That's how life goes, Lily. It's how life goes. And because of that, I feel quite comfortable in playing God with my time powers. That's what's going on in my head, Lily, right now.
Lily, what do you think Ash was doing here? Why was he covering for Irie? And why did he steal the clock tower key? None of it makes any sense. The more I think about it, the more I realize how little I know about him.
Hey, what's that face for, mister?
Well, I'm thinking that Ash is a moiterer, Lily. A moiterer.
Ash is hiding so much from us.
I know.
I'm real mad, mister.
Why, though?
You're allowed to be mad too, you know?
Yeah, we don't usually get mad.
How dare he keep secrets from us?
We usually keep things pretty even-toned, Hal does.
Once we wrap up the case, I'm gonna give him such a huge lecture, he won't know what hit him.
Well, I would like to see you slap him a couple times across the face. Can you do that? Are your hands functional in that way?
If only he had told us what he's been up to before this happened, I would have stopped him.
Same here. I wish I could have done something to keep him out of this mess. I might still have a chance. All I need is the gun and the energy pack. Lily, Irie's gun and the energy pack are being stored at the Bureau, right?
Yep, can't leave stuff like that lying around. They were moved to the Bureau for safekeeping.
Was it just, was it teleported? Oh, no, I think what we've been interacting with have been scans of... Is that how it works? Like, we just got the energy pack. Was that like just a digital scan of it, or was that the physical pack and we just teleported it? No, it's right there. Is that real? You're saying that that's not here? Have we just been investigating some sort of VR scan? Because I know that we do that sometimes. I didn't realize that's what this was.
If that's the case...
I'm beeping. What?
Elaine.
It's our boss.
Are you ready to reconstruct the crime scene?
Well, we finished our search.
Elaine, what if I told you that maybe I can make it so there never was a crime scene?
I knew I could count on you.
Elaine, there's something I wanted to ask you. Do you happen to know where the victim's weapon is?
It's here at the Bureau. I'm holding on to it until we decide what to do with it.
Do you think I could take another look at it?
Why? The holographic reconstruction should be all you
I
need.
need to use my time powers, Elaine.
It's just, I kind of wanted to feel it in my hands.
Yes, feel the weight of it. The texture. Just knowing that this thing has killed me twice now. Just being able to hold that kind of power in my hands, Elaine. I crave it. I crave that power.
I didn't take you for a gun enthusiast. Ash, I could understand. But sure, one condition. It'll have to wait until you finish the reconstruction. Head to the tribunal once you're ready.
Got it.
It's just that we have a very personal relationship with that specific gun.
Hal? Is something bothering you? We need to hurry. I'll get a head start.
Alright, well, I guess we're done here. I'm still a bit puzzled about the energy pack. It said that the energy pack's at the Bureau, but what is this?
You can use this to access the past.
I mean, no, it has to be real because we accessed the past with it. So we can't say that's at the Bureau. The gun's at the Bureau. The energy pack's right there. Alright, well... we could go to the Bureau, or maybe we could see what Keith's doing. Keith has anything you want to talk about? Well, I mean, the thing's right there. I guess we should just go there, but give me a sec. Hey, Keith.
What's wrong?
Okay, we can talk to him. Like, there's your thing. A
case like this is pretty much an everyday occurrence outside the city, you know. With so little habitable land left, the world has really gone to the dogs. This place is an anomaly, I'm telling you. What now? Did something happen again?
How did you know? Are you a variant?
Isn't it obvious? That's the face of a troubled young man right there. The world isn't waiting around for you, champ. Sometimes you gotta be decisive. Some things you'll only figure out by taking the initiative.
Right, we can't do what we're told all the time. Sometimes we just have to... we have to make our own decisions. Despite what God says. It's like what I was telling you, Lily, before. It's like what I was saying before. Sometimes you gotta go off the intended path. You gotta zig when God expects you to zag. Or maybe you're zigging explicitly because God expects you to zag. You know, Lily? In this case, in our situation, would, like, the professor be God? Because that's essentially what he is to this city. And with him being dead, I guess the AI, Eustace, is essentially God. Or the closest thing we're going to find in this city. Do you think eventually we'll have to put Eustace on trial? Is that the ultimate goal? To put him on trial and to get the population of the city to agree that the AI is guilty? And since the AI is programmed to have to acknowledge the will of the people, he would not be able to do anything about it if we got him in that situation. Maybe that's the ultimate goal here, Lily. Maybe it is. To get the people to enact their will to overthrow the AI. Even though apparently the AI is the only thing keeping, you know, chaos out of the city. The perfect city. Oh, there's Elaine. Also, here's our big crystal. Crystal is still yellow. It is still yellow. Are we going down?
You don't look too happy, Hal.
It has not been a happy day.
Aren't you worried about Ash?
Of course I am. But right now we need to focus on the threat to the city. It isn't safe for us outside the dome, and we don't have enough time to get all the sleeping residents to safety.
Yes, all of the people in this populous city.
Our only choice is to save the city. Okay, Time to go.
Special Supervisor Hal Sion. Identification code confirmed. This private trial will commence shortly.
It will? I didn't realize we were starting a trial right now. Well, I mean, I guess she did say she wanted me to reconstruct the scene.
This is a private trial.
Okay, the public doesn't get to see this one.
All information disclosed during these proceedings is strictly confidential. Additionally, witness Keith Tozaki will be privy to the contents of this trial.
Alright, so he's not on trial. There's like a mysterious figure, which is, I guess, the hypothetical, defendant.
Conditions in augmented dreaming continue to worsen. If news of the incident were to go public, further mental contamination would be unavoidable.
Can I play enough Simon to calm everyone down? I only have 2 hands. I don't know if I can play that much Simon.
Supervisor Sion, you are in charge of this case. Present your findings and indict the culprit immediately.
So basically we don't know who the culprit is, but I'm going to have to just sort of, improvise?
Start by making your case report.
The victim's name is Irie Clover. It appears she was a researcher at the Quantum Interference Research Institute. At 10:30 this morning, she was discovered dead in one of the hotel guest rooms. The scan of the body indicates the cause of death as hemorrhagic shock. Next, I'd like to discuss 4 suspicious details on the guest floor where the murder took place.
Please provide details.
Allow me to go over what we found during our investigation.
I would love to go over that. I need to stop and start the recording, so give me 1 second. Alright, let's do this. Let's go over what we found.
First, there was Mr. Tozaki's ransacked room.
Right.
The alarm issued from the staff room.
Mm-hmm.
The room the murder took place in.
Mm-hmm.
The unit corridor.
Yes.
We need to establish exactly what happened at each of these locations. Time to submit our findings.
What did you find in Mr. Tozaki's room that relates to the incident?
His missing EMP gun, though he probably doesn't want us to know that he has that. Let's put the stolen property there. No? I mean, I would figure that's what we're doing. Am I not like putting it? There we go. I had to like turn my wrist a little bit to get it to screw in, I guess.
What took place in the staff room?
In the staff room, oh, the security drone is in the hallway. The staff room was this one.
That's where the service drone was attacked.
Okay, I have to hold it on there for like 2 seconds or so.
What did you find in the room that was connected to the incident?
See, the hidden energy pack, the blunt weapon, the traces left behind by Ash, or the weapon used in the Moida. Let's see. Connected to the incident. Well, hidden energy pack is connected. Blunt object is connected. Traces... I mean, specifically, are they asking me which object? Because the only object, I guess, was, like, the blunt weapon. The gun wasn't there. The case of the gun was there, but the actual gun itself was not, so I will probably say the blunt weapon is what we're talking about here.
The implement used to bludgeon the victim.
And also, in the room... There's the hidden energy pack, weapon used in murder, traces left behind by Ash. I mean, I guess the evidence of the projectile gun, even though the gun itself was not there.
The weapon used in the murder.
How did the culprit escape?
The darkened corridor by the elevator hall, darkened corridor by the guest room. Oh, I don't think I have evidence for that. Did I just not pick up the evidence for... Or do I just pick one of these? Darkened corridor by elevator hall or by guest room. It was by the... Let's see. I mean, it would have been by the guest room, wouldn't it? Do I just push it? Oh, hold on. There is something down here. Security drone, escape route. I mean, yes, you would think both. No? Was security drone in that one?
They destroyed the security drone.
And then this was escape route?
The culprit's escape route. That concludes my overview of the suspicious details found at the scene. Based on that, we can reconstruct the murder itself.
What does he think? Yeah, that's a passing grade.
Your reconstruction has a 71.6% plausibility rating. Unacceptable.
But Eustace demands higher than just a C.
Supervisor Sion, what are we to do with these fragments you offer? You must supplement your findings in the reconstruction space.
Understood.
Initiating crime scene reconstruction.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to do that last time, but now I realize it's like the Matrix from Transformers the movie. You grab the handles on the side and then spread your arms wide. There you go. Now we're in.
This is the hotel.
It sure is.
The reconstruction is based on the whole floor, 30 minutes before the estimated time of death. Allow me to retrace the culprit's actions at the time of the incident. Here goes.
Commence the reconstruction. Okay, stolen property, attack on server.
At this point in time, 30 minutes before the incident, there are two people on the floor. Keith Tozaki.
There goes Keith.
Returned to the hotel and was under constant surveillance. And the victim, Irie Clover.
Mm-hmm. But then there would have been the third person arriving. When did that happen?
She'd been hiding in the room the murder took place in. Routine cleaning of the guest floor began. At this point, Mr. Tozaki moved to the lounge.
Right, so he can drink his precious tea. He loves his tea. He wants that tea!
The culprit...
Ah, my hands are over there.
Just as Keith left the guest floor.
Right, there's our culprit. Who could it be?
Lack of hesitation. My assumption is that the culprit knew the victim was staying at the hotel. The guest floor is patrolled by 2 drones. To succeed, the culprit needed to distract them. How did the culprit manage that and make it to the victim's room? Allow me to demonstrate.
Oh, I'm the culprit.
10 a.m. The culprit arrives on the guest floor. Let's trace their movements.
All right, I can move around. Well, what if the first thing he would need is to get Keith's EMP gun?
Excuse me?
Right. So the droid, like that one, needs to get taken out.
Let's go.
Before we can actually go in there.
Guest room 201. Cleaning complete.
At this point, a service drone left Mr. Tozaki's room after finishing cleaning. They then entered the staff room opposite. the culprit seized the opportunity and broke into Mr. Tozaki's room. There are 2 drones patrolling the floor. It would be impossible to evade both drones and reach the crime scene, which is why the perpetrator stole something from this room and destroyed the service drone. The culprit stole. Time to show them what the culprit took from this room.
All right, let's get this.
At this point, the trunk was locked.
All right. So he would have had to know the combination. Can we push? Yeah, we can push it in. I think. Oh, there we go.
However, the culprit quickly opened the trunk and checked the contents. They then proceeded to steal one of the items they found inside. Right. Time to pick up the item they used to destroy the service drone.
There we go.
The weapon the culprit stole from Mr. Tozaki's room was... the EMP weapon capable of disabling a drone.
That lines up with the service drone's log data.
That's how the culprit ransacked Mr. Tozaki's room and got their hands on a weapon. At this point, the culprit left the room with the item they stole.
And you thought the robots did it. I bet you feel pretty dumb now. What do you think about that?
I see.
Doesn't sound too far off to him. Alright, so he goes out here. EMP gun in hand.
Then, after heading out into the corridor, the culprit spotted the service drone entering the staff room again. At this point, they had to make a snap decision. Follow the service drone into the staff room, or head to the scene of the crime. Time to reconstruct the culprit's actions.
Well, he has to get the blunt object.
The culprit followed the service drone into the staff room. Once inside, they proceeded to destroy the drone. What did they use to accomplish this? The weapon they stole from Mr. Tozaki's room.
Kapow!
The culprit disabled the drone using the EMP weapon they brought with them.
I think you're onto something here. It makes sense they'd use that to knock out the drone.
Now you've seen how the culprit disabled one of the drones patrolling the floor.
Abnormality detected in patrol matrix. Alert level 1. Initiating analysis of affected zone.
When the service drone was destroyed, the alert level for the entire floor was raised. The culprit then picked up the service drone's arm.
I'm on the floor right now.
Other drones arrived. From there, they made their way to the crime scene. The security drone headed to the staff room to check on the status of the broken service drone.
Right, that gets a security drone out of the way.
With the coast clear, the culprit moved along the corridor at the rear of the floor. They avoided the security drone and headed to the room where the victim was. That's how they reached the room where the incident later took place. They then pressed the intercom button to lure the victim to the door. Hearing the intercom, the victim hurried to the door and opened it. In that moment, the culprit...
No, I don't get to bonk her?
hit the victim on the head with the arm from the service
I
drone.
mean, she's killed me twice. I should at least get to bonk her.
This is how the culprit gained access to the room victim Irie Clover had been hiding in. This room was being used by Supervisor Ash Shepard as part of his surveillance duties. The victim was spotted near the entrance to the clock tower the morning it rang out. I've personally seen her with what appeared to be a clock tower key. My hypothesis is the culprit attacked her in order to obtain the key. You can see from the fact that the room was in disarray that the culprit was looking for something. When searching the room, the culprit came across the projectile weapon. At this point, they noticed Miss Clover was beginning to regain consciousness. Before fleeing the room, the culprit turned the weapon on the victim. Here, the culprit aimed the weapon at...
Let's see. It was in the chest. It was the bonk to the head and bullet wound to the chest. Well, at least I got to shoot her.
Side of the victim's chest and pulled the trigger. This was the fatal wound.
Your account matches up with the scan data from the corpse, Hal.
That concludes my account of how the victim was killed in the hotel guest room. The culprit then fled the scene of the crime. When the culprit stepped into the corridor, the beta who overheard the sound of gunfire from the room came to investigate.
Abnormality detected. L1.
As the beta prepared to attack, the culprit...
Right, there was a bullet in the wall on the outside. So...
This is it.
Let's see. Sealing device. Damaging that device would trigger an evacuation alert. Shot the wall ornament. Maybe destroyed the ornament to draw the beta's attention.
What is it? Destroyed the wall ornament with the projectile weapon. Then, with the beta's attention turned behind it, the culprit took the opportunity and attacked.
Do you really think it's possible to distract an opponent you're right in front of?
The robots don't seem that bright. No offense, Lily.
And that shows you how the culprit avoided the drone's attack. The culprit then proceeded to evade security and make their way to the elevator hall. Right after that is when we arrived on the scene. We didn't run into the culprit, though. Which begs the question, how did they escape from the guest floor?
Well, we know that.
I need to try and retrace their escape route.
We found that there was like a stairwell in the storeroom. Yeah, the staff room.
Ah.
Someone had used the emergency exit. Pull it open with my bare hands. That worked, I guess.
Forced open the staff room door. And left the building via the emergency exit. The culprit then fled the hotel. A little while after that, I arrived. I was with Mr. Tozaki, who was back at the hotel and under surveillance, when we found the body. That concludes my account based on the findings of my investigation.
What does Eustace think?
The victim, Irie Clover. She was killed by someone who wanted to steal her clock tower key. I have reason to believe the culprit is still out there, on the run.
Well, I mean, yes. It would be strange to think otherwise.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a B. That's a whole letter grade higher.
There were a few loose ends here and there, but your version of events seems highly probable. I hereby accept your findings. Very well, Supervisor Sion. All that remains is for you to indict the suspect.
But can we possibly indict our friend?
How?
Yeah?
The culprit is...
You know, Lily, there's not that many characters in the game. There's Security Drone, there's Ash, there's Keith, there's question marks? Who do you think that is, Lily? You know, Lily, it's strange. I do not see Killer Man on this. Killer Man's not here. But let's see. What is this? Failed to turn up any evidence that could be used to identify the culprit. So that's telling Eustace we have no idea who did it. But it's not true, is it, Lily? No, it's not. Let's see. Murder took place in the room Ash had been using for his surveillance duties. And we also know from the vision of the past that Aerie did refer to him as Ash. So we're kind of thinking it's him.
Supervisor Ash Shepard. Based on the evidence found at the scene, Mr. Shepard is the most likely culprit.
You're right.
Even Elaine has to acknowledge it.
Removing confidential files from the Administration Bureau, harboring and then killing a fugitive. Simply unthinkable conduct for a supervisor.
Eustace.
I hereby permit the use of firearms. If you find Supervisor Shepard, your orders are to terminate him on sight.
That might be a little harsh, but I mean, I guess he does have a gun himself.
That concludes this private trial.
Alright, I guess we're gonna have to go kill our friend. What do you think about that, Lily?
How? Aren't you gonna go?
Well, if we find him, we have to kill him. You realize that, Lily?
Lily, let's go to the Bureau. We need to pay Elaine a visit. If I go back in time now, I should be able to stop him.
That's true. I forgot about that, Lily. Look at me, the guy with the time powers, forgetting that maybe it's not necessary to kill Ash to begin with. We can go back in time and stop the murder from ever happening.
I can use their gun to access the past and stop Ash from killing them.
That's right.
I found the energy pack. Now's the only chance I'm going to get.
Okay, so Lily, relationship with Ash has been updated. All right, Lily, we got the energy pack. We're going to go get the gun. We're going to go back into the past again, and we're going to see if I can... There you are. I'm going to see if I can make Ash not kill a person, so she'll probably be able to kill me later. But that's later, Lily. That's later. Now is now, and we have to worry about now and the past. And worrying about the past means stopping Ash from killing our murderer. By the way... Does anyone have some stress around here? Oh yeah, so I see it. Look at this stress right here.
Somebody help me!
Who's the culprit who killed the professor?
Looks like they're in need of immediate counseling.
I mean, okay. We solved the case. We did the trial. Eustace is proud with our B, our grade of B. Can we satisfy this person with our Simon skills?
Just one final
push.
Oh, just one push.
I'm terrified.
They're still armed? I mean, maybe. Look, anything is a weapon if you want it to be.
Just one final...
Oh, I thought we did the final push.
Somebody help me!
You could be the next victim. You could. We did it. Mental well-being restored.
I think they'll be okay now.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it. What if the culprit's among us right now? I mean, you're in, like, VR. You're asleep. So... I mean, I guess someone could go through these buildings killing sleeping people as they go. There's nothing stopping that from happening. Hey, you're the yellowfish, right? Hey, you. Yeah, nothing stopping anyone from just going room to room and slaughtering the residents. Absolutely nothing we can do about that if anyone decided they wanted to do that. Just letting everyone know. Letting everyone know if you're worried about being murdered. I can't actually prevent that. I can solve your murder, but I can't stop it from happening. I hope everyone's happy to know that. Alright, well, only one stressed person out in the town square. Aside from Hal, of course. Aside from old Hal, who has to go back in the past to stop his friend from committing a murder. So we don't have to murder him. That's what we're going to be doing. You know, I was wondering, this seems a little early for a trial, doesn't it? Yes, and it's because the episode's not over yet, episode 2 of DYSCHRONIA, because the trial's done. But more importantly, stopping the trial from ever happening is on the agenda. The agenda for next time, Lily, as we continue with DYSCHRONIA.
What's wrong, Hal? Is something bothering you? We need to hurry. I'll get a head start.
I guess she has no comments about that. Hal, are you going to shoot Ash in the dick with your gun? Because I hope that's where you're aiming. No particular reason?